something that we are not seeing, that is countering our every move.
Open your eyes, Your Majesty. What does that witch have you so blind you can't see the truth?
We're the same, even though I had two wolves, one to feed.
Never trust the Harkonnen.
My counsel will not be ignored. The Sisterhood will have nowhere to hide.
If the shadows are where they want to fight, then that is where I shall go.
The Sisterhood has lost its way.
You lied to me all this time.
Your Majesty, I have news about your daughter.
What about my daughter?
I think when Natalia locks up Nez, it's tough love. And she really thinks that she's doing something that's about the greater good and also her daughter's future.
I don't believe that Natalia is planning on killing her daughter. But I think it's very questionable that Natalia and Inez can ever have an untainted relationship after this. That is also the reason why Valia acts immediately.
She knows that the only way that we can defeat Desmond Hart is to have the full weight of the Imperium behind us with Inez on the throne. And that means that Carino is surplus to requirements.
What do you think you're doing?
In the finale, we wanted to explore the final unraveling of Carino as an emperor and as a man, to one by one kind of remove the things that were propping him up until he had nothing left.
Every decision you've ever made, we made it for you. We sent you Francesca to keep your attention.
He's just a worm, the lowest of the low. So it completely destroys his whole perception of who he is.
Unwilling to accept that, unwilling to kind of live with that fate, he exhibits the ultimate free will.
It's a strange thing when you finally realize you've never known one true moment of freedom. But I can control this.
Natalia feels from the end of episode 5 on that Francesca has displaced her. And she sees a moment to reclaim her central power to the Imperium, and she is ruthless about it.
She's been betrayed. So for her, the reasoning is, why should I not betray?
We need to leave.
Not without him. I'm not asking.
Nez is essentially siding with the rebel. This completely pivots their relationship. They are together, they have each other's back.
Everyone had to be really precise, really on point. So, because they prepared so well for that scene before, and it's one of the last scenes we shot with them, so they had already like 3 or 4 months training, proper training behind them. So everyone from the performer side house was really skilled.
Dune is such a violent world. Whenever we would get to an action sequence, it was so much fun to watch the production come together and see Emily Watson voicing people.
Stay where you are!
And Travis on the move.
You say you've seen my end. Show me.
We knew that this machine virus was feeding off people's fear, so it only made sense to us that she would have to revisit her greatest fear.
Her original fear is, yes, she has saved her brother, Griffin, but is she also responsible for his death?
You did this. You killed me. You killed us all.
Tula arrives on the scene with the knowledge that fear is what this machine virus is feeding off of.
The harder you fight, the faster you burn.
Tula has learned with the experiment with Nazir that fighting the virus makes it worse. She guides her to not fight.
I see the worm.
It's his fear. Let it go.
She's left with only Desmond's fear, where he was taken against his will.
I saw it.
I couldn't make out a face, but they're using a thinking machine.
They are for sure up against another player, and she sets off to find out who that is. The moment between Tula and Desmond is just so incredibly profound.
This was one of the rare moments where you just let things evolve. With Travis, you have an actor that is sometimes unexpected and unpredictable.
Travis acted that scene beautifully, and he hit that note between I love you and I want to punch you. It was brilliant to be forced to question my assumptions about how pleased he'd be to see me.
Arrest her. He arrested his mother, I think, just to keep her, and make sure she can't get away this time. Desmond doesn't understand how a mother could abandon her own kid.
One thing that I do think makes Tula have a conscience is that you realise that she felt she couldn't bring this child into this dreadful family.
You deserve the chance to find your own path. What that is, or mine.
I'm so excited by where the series ends. There will undoubtedly be tremendous fallout from the fact that Dorothea has finally succeeded in doing what she set out to do, which is destroy Anouka.
I will return us to our righteous path!
Arrakis is very much exerting its pull from a distance. And so the notion that Valia would touch down on the planet and that we would see those sands is a thrilling place to conclude the season.
The path to our enemy begins here.